What's going on YouTube? This is Jabber Tech, and today I'm going to give you my full thoughts, my full review on the OnePlus 8 Pro. I happen to have the 12GB 256 edition in black, which happens to be a fingerprint magnet, but there are a couple other colors available as well. If you don't like fingerprints, you can always snap on a case and you won't have to worry about it. At $1,000, you probably do want to put a case on this device just because it is a little bit expensive. If you're looking for an awesome phone and you have a bit of coin to spend, but you can save some money if you check my link down below for Swappa. This is currently unavailable right now. It's in high demand or short supply. One of the two is true, but on Swappa, people are selling this device and you can pick it up if you really want to pick it up right now. At $1,000, I think it's a great value. I think that you can't go wrong for the next 5 years if you really like keeping your device that long. But let's get into this review and I'm going to tell you what I think about it and if you should pick it up. Specs of the OnePlus 8 Pro are absolutely ridiculous. This has just about all the new tech that's available right now, and they do a really good job of combining the software and the hardware to make a very nice, very pleasurable user experience. The Oxygen OS is something that I actually really like. I like the ability to quickly go in and change different things. If you're big on customization, this is the phone for you. You can throw on different launchers to change the icon packs and whatnot, but just having it available within the launcher is just super simple, and not everyone wants to download different launchers just to change up a couple things. So if you like customization, OnePlus is where it's at. I also like the fact that OnePlus has ticked every single box that I asked it to before I shelled out $1,000. I purchased this device on my own, so I wanted to make sure it had a couple things before I forked out all that money, and thankfully OnePlus did exactly what I wanted it to. They've included an IP rating, IP68. We also get super fast wireless charging with reverse wireless charge as well. So now the wireless 30-watt charging is just as fast as the wired warp charge on here. If you don't want to spend extra money on USB accessories from OnePlus, it also supports USB power delivery, so you can charge up to 18 watts with USB-C power delivery. Definitely a huge plus. I also like the fact that the camera has been really greatly improved. We get a couple sensors on the back, actually 4. So we have a telephoto, we have a standard, a wide, and then a color filter. And I think OnePlus has stepped up their game when it comes to the camera quality of the OnePlus 8 Pro. I'm going to show you some shots as we continue talking about it, but I think that OnePlus did an excellent job of just improving the overall camera quality. Now, is this going to beat out a Pixel in a photo shoot contest? No, it won't, but you no longer have to be that person that loves your OnePlus device but kind of shies away from taking shots in a group setting just because, well, you really never knew how it would come out, and I don't blame you. I was one of those people before, but I can tell you that this takes some really nice shots. Nighttime shots are great. I like the wide angle. I just like the overall quality that comes from the OnePlus 8 Pro. It's not the best on the block, but it's no longer the worst either. I think they do a great job unless you're really nitpicking, unless you really want the best shot that you can possibly get every single time. This is a great option, and if you do use the Pro mode, you can really go in there and tweak the settings and get it just about right. You can probably get this above and beyond Pixel level, but for most of us, I think we just leave it on auto and let the phone do its thing. The camera app as well is really nice. It's very easy. It's really simple to navigate through. I'm also a big fan of the color filter. I like just playing around, and the fact that it's a hardware sensor just makes it a little bit better, at least in my mind. You can use it in all 3 modes, which I think is a plus as well. So I really like the fact that they've included a hardware color sensor. I think it's just something super cool. So this is 4K 30. And this is 1080p. This is with super stable on, 4K video recording, walking in the street normally. And now this is without stabilization, 4K. Without stabilization. Another thing that I really like about the OnePlus device is we get QHD Plus at 120 Hz all day long. If you want to lower it, you can lower it to 60 Hz and you can lower the resolution to 1080 if you feel a hit on battery. But talking about battery life, leaving it on QHD Plus at 120 Hz, it's a 4015 milliamp hour battery and I have no issues with it whatsoever. If you want to drop it down, you can do so, but really, you're spending $1,000 on a phone, you might as well use it to its fullest extent. That means keeping location services on, never turning on Wi-Fi, keeping NFC and Bluetooth on, you know, the regular, but I think that OnePlus did a good job with their battery management. And for those of you that like screen on time, I usually get about 4 hours. You can get a little bit more, or you can get a little bit less, but for me, I get about 4 hours. I haven't been using this phone all that much today, but I'm still on the single charge from yesterday. I charged it a day and 10 hours ago, with about 5 hours left, and I'm only at 14%. So you should never really be concerned. You should never lose any sleep or get any gray hairs because of battery life on the OnePlus 8 Pro. And if you are someone that's really concerned about it, or if you're someone that pushes your phone hard and you notice that it's not just making it, drop it to 1080 and 60 Hz, and I think you'll do just a little bit better than I am. 120 Hz is huge on a phone, and the fact that it's here 24/7 is something that I give OnePlus credit for. They really give us top-notch specs, and even though we're paying for it this time around, it's something that I really appreciate because I do like having a phone that's capable of keeping up with me. And that's another thing I like about the OnePlus 8 Pro. It gets really, really bright, so you can use this outdoors. You can use it in direct sunlight and still be able to read something online or watch a YouTube video. Now, one thing I do not like about the display, while I think it's beautiful, it's the best display that OnePlus has put on a device. I'm not a big fan of the curved edges. I'm not a big fan of this waterfall display. Just because when you are watching a video, you will catch a glare from any light source that's around. If you're outside trying to watch in the sunlight, you will catch a glare on these edges. So I really wish OnePlus just would have included a flat panel, but you do get dual stereo speakers as well. If you're interested in picking them up, but let's go ahead and check out the Tough Armor case together. Gets really loud as well, so there's no issues with that at all. Now, a lot of you might be asking me, what about green tint? What about black crush? Thankfully, I haven't noticed any black crush on my device. If you have, OnePlus has said they'll address it in another update, but if you're not comfortable with it, you can RMA your device and send it back. In the beginning, I did have a little bit of a green tint issue, but I only noticed it when I went looking for it, when I turned all the lights off, when I closed all my blinds, and I put this all the way down to its dimmest setting. I noticed a little green tint, but I also did receive a couple updates from OnePlus which addressed it, so I can no longer see it in that same environment. So OnePlus is really pushing out more updates, more fixes to the 8 Pro, and I think that's also attributed to the fact that it is their most expensive device, and they want to make users happy. They want people to feel like they did a good job spending $1,000 on a OnePlus versus a Samsung or a Google Pixel. Another thing that I like about the OnePlus 8 Pro is that we get updates, we get fast updates. Now, Pixel devices will get the update day one. We might have to wait a week or two, but the fact that we don't wait months is something I give OnePlus a lot of credit to, and it's something that more manufacturers should take note of because, well, we're spending a lot of money. We want longer updates and we want speedier updates, so here's hoping the next OnePlus will give us about 4 years of updates. That's hoping for the future. One thing that I do not like about OnePlus at the moment, and I should have read the fine print because I was super disappointed when I unboxed this, put in my 2 SIM cards and found out that dual SIM support is not available just yet. So if you are interested in picking this up for dual SIM, you also might wait till there's another software update. They say it's coming. They say it's an issue with the 5G radio chip, so hopefully it does get fixed soon. But I'm just a little disappointed. I wanted to use dual SIM since every phone that came out from OnePlus had dual SIM enabled from the get. But again, this is something that is mentioned on their website. I didn't read it. I was just excited to buy it. So hopefully when that comes out, I can give you guys a little update on Twitter. So make sure to follow me there. But I also like the fact while we're in the network settings, we get this dual channel network acceleration. This will combine your 4G, 5G with your Wi-Fi signal to give you a faster download speed. If you are somewhere where Wi-Fi is a little shoddy, if you're on public Wi-Fi, you can enable this and you can use your 4G, 5G connection, and I think that's a super cool thing to have on a phone as well. A lot of features that you might use or you might not use, the whole theme is OnePlus give you the ability. OnePlus lets you choose what you want to use. One of those things is this Vibrant Color Effect Pro. It kind of just, as you see, makes everything pop a little bit more, saturates things a little bit more. What I also like about OnePlus, we have the OnePlus Laboratory, which basically gives us some features that they're thinking about implementing. One of those features, which I actually dislike because I don't really like it on my TV either, is the Hyper Motion Smoothing. It basically is like that anti-blur that's on your TV. I just don't think it was that good, but I just like the fact that we get a OnePlus Lab. It gives us more of a say of what OnePlus might include in future software updates. So again, I give OnePlus a lot of credit, and we could go on and on about the customization of the 8 Pro, but I do have to get a shout out for parallel apps because I didn't have it on my Pixel 4 and I truly missed it. What parallel apps means is you have 2 instances of the same app on your phone. So for WhatsApp, you can have 2 accounts with 2 different phone numbers. You can have 2 Instagrams, 2 Twitters, etc., etc. It'll show you what apps are compatible with parallel apps. So that's basically it. There's a ton of customizing that you can do with the OnePlus 8 Pro, and that's why I think it's really worth $1,000. Not only do we get top-notch specs at a pretty cool price, now it is expensive, but if you do put all of these specs on a Samsung, you guys know how much you'd expect to pay. Or if we put all these specs in a Pixel phone or an iPhone, you know how much we'd spend. So $1,000 is a lot for a OnePlus device. It is sort of like a sticker shock. They are giving us a lot of tech for that price, and they are addressing issues very quickly, very rapidly. That's something that larger companies do not do. So at the end of the day, guys, if you're looking for an awesome phone and you have a bit of coin to spend, but you can save some money if you check my link down below for Swappa. This is currently unavailable right now. It's in high demand or short supply. One of the two is true, but on Swappa, people are selling this device and you can pick it up if you really want to pick it up right now. At $1,000, I think it's a great value. I think that you can't go wrong for the next 5 years if you really like keeping your device that long. You have all the tech in here that's built to go further. But let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. I really appreciate you watching. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.